Here we are, folks, back again in the top eight of Store Championships at Card Merchant Dunedin. And it looks like we have Prism versus Aurora as our first top eight match. Lightning Runeblade versus Light Illusionist. Lots of stuff happening here, lots of sparkles and big flashy effects. Looks like both these players seem to enjoy Prism though, looking at the sleeves and the playmat. And we've got our old mate Liam Spronkin and newcomer Tim Wolfenbuttle. Lots of still to play for here. That juicy chance to be flown up directly to LSS HQ and compete for your store. So we've got Aurora going first with Arc Lightning, a classic Aurora card, which is going to deal a bunch of arcane damage. And it looks like Prism's going to respond with some arcane barrier there. And then we've got Ball Lightning. Ball Lightning increasing the amount that is dealt through this arcane damage. Crazy work.
Oh, this cursed combo.
Yep.
Is this what I come back to?
Yes. If you've just tuned in, this is Arc Lightning into Ball Lightning, which means every time there's a go again, there's one arcane damage, and every time there's one arcane damage, there's actually two arcane damage. And then here's Entwine Lightning fused with a Channel Lightning Valley, which can draw more cards. Prism doing a pretty good job of just stimmying all of this damage, just in case.
Yeah.
Just Arsenal there. funny little turn on that.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been very threatening, but Liam doing a very good job of neutralizing it.
Back over to Prism.
All right.
Aurora in top 8, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like recalibrating. Aurora, very impressive to see. A very powerful aggro deck. I mean, just that lightning talent. And access to some of her specializations that really combo nicely with my brain. Oh my god.
It's okay.
They combo really nicely
It's been
together
a long day.
with things like with things like Arc Lightning.
So it looks like Prism's trying to race Aurora here just because that's probably the best path to victory. So throwing a Wartune Herald out into a Herald of Protection, Aurora's probably looking to just race back as well, but there are some defensive tools that Aurora has that can come out in a pinch. But yeah, if you're Prism, you're probably looking to just play big Heralds here and try and capitalize on Aurora not having that many poppers. Try and stifle as much damage as you can. Crown of Providence and Sigil of Suffering pinging for 1. We're going to sink the Arsenal away to draw a card. Liam's going to go straight for the value here and use Prism's ability to prevent a damage with the... Oh no, he's going to take the damage first and then make the shield?
And
or maybe he must have had a resource floating then. Okay. Because the ability is free from Empyrean Rapture. Anyway, we're going to see a Skyward Serenade, which has been a recurring card this season. Searching for a Skizzik, making an embodiment.
Yeah, and important to note that Tim crowned away his Channel Lightning Valley, one of the most powerful cards in Aurora's deck and her arsenal, because he did draw a second copy of it. So, interesting decision there to not try setup 2, which would have been quite difficult. So, using that crown proactively, getting more of another attack to try extend this turn and push as much damage as he can.
It's probably also less impactful when your opponent knows it's there as well. So Liam knows it's there, play around it. So we've got the Skizzik coming in. Liam's going to elect to take it, and then surprise, second Valley. They always forget about the second Valley.
Yep. Exactly. Drawing card into Ball Lightning.
Oh goodness gracious, Ball Lightning, that classic old card. So that's going to attack for 2, looks like, because it's a yellow, but it's going to deal damage. It basically increases the damage by 1 every time. Going to come in with the Starfall, again, also dealing damage. Activate Aurora to make an embodiment, and then Snatch with Go Again. What a clean line.
Yeah, very powerful here. Like, Liam really wanted to try to keep his hand, but Snatch is going to demand a block from Liam here. So we'll be able to at least Rip one card.
What if he's just
Um,
cheeky and he just takes it?
oh man. I mean, he could, but Liam must be better be very confident with his hand. Especially with that channel lightning value that's going to stick around for another turn as well. Like Aurora is just going to go crazy next turn cycle if he gives him an arsenal.
Yeah, there's probably a
Liam.
chance that Liam just maybe even just elects to take this and send back the hand, or he might even have cards that don't block.
Yeah, he is thinking about it. He does have the crown if he needs it.
He is going to
Block
respect the
three.
snatch. There's always a chance that your opponent doesn't draw a good card, but Liam's just like that risk's too high. He is going to commit a card. Two cards to block a snatch.
So now two cards. Prism far less threatening on simply two cards. But let's see what he can do. He's going to need to do something here to try get some tempo back, and it's just going to be Pierce Reality.
Yes, reality, giving +2 to the first illusionist attack action card each turn. Arsenal a card. Just hopefully looking to set up. I mean, Pierce Reality provides a lot of damage every turn because the Aurora is very unlikely to want to remove it. Skyward Serenade, card of the day, back again, searching for Skizik, getting an embodiment. This card
Yep.
has Go Again as well.
Has he played out all three now, or is it the second one?
This is the second one,
Second
I
one.
believe.
Yeah, yes. I'm confusing it with Arc Lightning.
Yeah, very similar looking cards, but
Hmm.
Skyward Serenade says turn this card into an attack, get it, give it Go Again, and Arc Lightning says explode your opponent into a billion pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Word for word.
Skizik,
Oh,
Go
yes.
Again, and we've got that Lightning Valley still up as well, which means that if any damage is dealt during this turn, we're going to draw a card.
Yeah. Just threatening these breakpoints with the threat of the draw card. Very scary, but Liam just saying, screw it, I'm gonna take it. He won't be able to stop it later on anyway, so he's just not gonna block inefficiently.
He's got to race. I mean, the Snatch was a different story, but he's got to try and race this Aurora, or it's just not happening. Starfall comes in. Liam says, "Cool, whatever. Just don't kill me."
Yeah.
Prism can come back with some of the big heralds, especially with Pierce Reality, but I don't know. This has been pretty good so far. So it's Static Shock coming in with Lightning Flow. This is going to deal an arcane damage.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think
essentially a
this
0 for
has.
5.
I don't think this has Go Again though. But I'm
It does
looking at
not.
Tim's hand. I won't
Yeah,
spoil it for the viewers,
he
but
doesn't care.
+3, +3 damage, and he's going to put that Plunder Run into Arsenal. So he's put Liam down to 18, and he has a devastating turn ready. Also, just using that spare resources to create an embodiment of Lightning with Aurora. Wow, he is set up. He's got Plunder Run in Arsenal. He's got an embodiment on board. He's got equipment to block if need be. He's got Lightning Greaves. I mean, this could be a very quick game.
Yeah, Liam needs to do a lot right now to try claw this back. Tim just saying that's vanilla damage. I'm just taking it.
Yep. Hit me as hard as you can.
Yeah. Send the
Then we've
bill.
got
Unless I'm
Miraging
dying.
Metamorph. Now, if this gets popped, which is kind of unlikely in Aurora, it could make a copy of Pierce Reality. At this point, it's probably likely Tim just looks at this as vanilla damage.
Yeah. Tim most likely just going to take everything
Yep.
that's not Herald of Your Edition. This is on hit, draw two
But
cards.
that's Herald of
And here
Erudition.
it
That might
is.
change it. But maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he just takes it then as well.
Yep.
Or he could just throw a whole bunch of cards at it. Who knows?
Yep. He's got three pieces of equipment, easy blocks that keeps his
Look
four
at that.
cards. Keeps his
Yep.
Plunder Run and Arsenal, Embodiment of Lightning. I mean,
Wow.
this is Liam might explode here.
So completely
Plunder Run.
blocks the Herald of Erudition with all of his equipment block to play out this Plunder Run from Arsenal, threatening, so giving +3 and threatening a draw on the next attack. That connects. We've got Lightning Surge from hand for 7. It's going to get Go Again from the embodiment. 7 on hit, draw a card. Liam just taking it. Whatever. He's popped the shield. Draw a card. Tim draws a card.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be a very quick game.
Yeah, this is so much damage being presented here, and Liam correctly not blocking that attack because he knows he can't keep blocking these breakpoints inefficiently. So he's just saying,
Oh,
"Oh, but
here's
burn up
burnout
shock."
shock. going to deal 1 and then threaten +4 arcane damage if on the next attack this turn that hits. Current funnel. This is going to get go again because we've played a lightning card, and I think it's also going to give go again to the next card as well.
Yeah. Now, burn up shock slightly harder to ignore here.
Ooh, into Arcanic Shockwave. So Liam's going to block the current funnel with the headpiece, but then he's going to face a 0 for 4 that also potentially can deal
That
another
also
4
pings
if
for
that
1.
connects. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
another
fused
4.
that. He fused that, right?
Yes, he did. With a
Wow.
somersault. So this also has go again thanks to that current funnel. So an absolutely devastating turn being presented here. After this attacks, he can bounce it back and just swing another 4 again. So
Yeah.
Liam gonna struggle to block out this burn up shock. Just trying to figure out if his hand is worth keeping, if his hand is worth going down to 3-4 off this one attack.
Maybe he just tries to block and hope that Aurora draws a mediocre turn, but Aurora is far less likely to brick into these heroes than, like, say, Chain or Briar, because she doesn't really have to rely as much on non-attack. She can kind of just play Lightning Slop and just sort of do lots of go-again things. But,
Yeah.
this is not what you want to be seeing. It's this a massive amount of turn. We've got 7 into 2 into 4 with 1 and 1 and 4. Oh, goodness gracious. Yep, so we're going to... Oh, no, they're just going to take a bit of time
Yep.
to figure out how this is going to work, because there is some instant speed interaction, but... So we've got this Arcanic
Man.
Shockwave threatening to deal 4 arcane damage on hit. Electromagnetic Somersault can bounce it back, allow it to attack again. It's got go again from current funnel, so we'll be able to play it after bouncing it back to hand. Liam's going to take it. He's going to let the burn up through. He's going to go down to 2. Somersault brings the card back. Attack for 4. This has to be blocked now.
Yeah. As much as Liam doesn't want to be in this low of a life total, he knows this is sort of the only chance he's ever going to get to play cards in this game again. So he just needs to take it. He just needs to go to 1, try make a play, and pray.
So it looks like he was considering there blocking with 1 card and going to 1. He is going to do that. He's going to block, go to 1. He's at 1, and Prism with at 1, no soul, and lots of non-blocking cards in deck. Like,
Yep.
he will die at like a slight exhale from Tim. So he needs to really pull some stuff back. But I'm gonna come
And
in
I
for
just saw
7. Go
I
again.
just saw a sigil of
Actually,
suffering
no.
in Tim's hand as well.
Just want to quickly point out here. This is actually for 9 because of the PS Reality. That's gonna go into Soul.
Yep. And if Liam's attacks for 1. So I believe Liam just has 2 floating now. If Liam spends his 2 floating on the next attack, he will die.
He's gonna
Oh,
activate
he
Prism,
creates the
get the
spectral shield.
Spectral Shield. Yeah, this is the thing. Like,
There
if
he hits up.
he didn't use the ability. I guess there's more water on board as well. So he's going to activate the calming gesture here to make another spectral shield. He's going to arsenal a card, probably a non-block card that he was unable to play. 2 spectrals on board to save him from arcane damage. We've got Arc Lightning. Oh, this has got to be over now, because now every time there's go again, there's going to be 1 arcane coming in.
But the thing is, Liam might actually be able to stop this turn because Tim held on to that sigil of suffering and kind of got punished for it. So it's going to be interesting to see if Liam can actually try stop this turn because there's only 1 attack left in Tim's hand. The other is a
wouldn't have-
Channel Lightning Valley.
He wouldn't have been able to kill him with that as well, because there was 2 instances of ward in his equipment as well that would have covered it. But yeah, you're right.
Yes.
He does have that card in hand. He's on 4, but there's a lot of damage coming in here. This is like a massive amount. So we've got Entwined Lightning, go again from the fuse, dealing another 1. That's going to get blocked by Liam with the footsteps and a card from hand. We're going to Grasp to make a Rune Chant, deal 1. His Grasp has go again. And then we're going to pitch, and we're going to come in with the sword for 1 and 2 and another 1, because the sword has go again.
Yeah.
We've got 4 more damage coming in.
Liam doing his best to stay alive here.
I mean, with Tim at 4, like, if he lives, he gets something out like a Sentinel or a Merciful, something like that. Like, I don't know if he would play Merciful in this matchup, but something like... It's like... Yeah, I mean, pitching that Sigil as well.
Man, can Liam find the way to stay alive?
Yeah, well, he doesn't have Arcane Barrier at the moment. He's only got this ward equipment on a chest piece, and his Spectral Shield's keeping him alive. So,
This game has been lightning fast.
yep.
Lightning fast?
Come on, man.
Did you did you did you enjoy that? I thought that was
No,
quite
I did not
I
enjoy
thought,
that. I'm
I
gonna
thought that
tell
was
your
quite
boss. I'm gonna text Brian Gottlieb as soon as the
yeah.
game ends.
I mean,
Make
he
make
might
Uyong
enjoy it.
test. Make Uyong test like 50 count your blessings, gravy bones mirrors all week.
Oh God, please, anything but that.
So it looks
All
like
right.
we are going to clean up here. Liam living at one, no cards in hand, still with
Mhm.
that spectral on board, still with that pierce reality, and he can attack with this pierce reality as well. It doesn't get go again, but he
Yeah.
can attack with it. Tim's going to soak up that damage while he can. Full card grip. No arcane barrier on Liam's side, only the ability to create spectral shields or use Empyrean Rapture for ward. All lightning.
Ooh,
Oh dear.
ball lightning. One of those cards, man.
Oh, this is yeah. Again, like even a slight sneeze from Tim, and it's all over for Liam.
Yeah.
So we're
Pretty
just
much
gonna
any
have a
arcane
little
damage is going to
rulings
come in for
check.
two.
We're gonna have a rulings check here because Ball Lightning is a really weird card that works in a really weird way with Arcane Barrier and Prevention. So, I mean, it's part of the reasons why it was removed from the game. It's just not necessarily because it was super powerful. I mean, it is, but it's also quite complicated in terms of ruling. So the way it
Mm.
works is sometimes a little bit counterintuitive, just due to the way it works. So, yeah, when you play with some of these older cards, sometimes you do have to check with the judge how certain cards interact and whether you only have to prevent one or if it's considered to be dealt and then you have to prevent it with more than one source.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, we leave those questions for the judges, even in the dev room.
Yeah.
Sometimes these ruling questions get so finicky and so confusing. Um,
You ever hit up Josh Scott on Slack with just a random rulings question?
oh, often, quite
Yeah, same.
surprisingly often.
Yeah, I
And
do that
I've
all the time as well. I'm like, theoretically, if I target two people with something and I pummel it, like, how does that work? I'm like, if I barraging beat down an attack and I attack two players at the same time, can they like retroactively cook me? And Josh will just be like, Josh is such a trooper. Like he always responds with a full clear cut answer. Like honestly, I could
Mm.
not appreciate that man more.
I mean, the knowledge that that man has, and also in like the rest of the judging team, very impressive. Some of the some of the technicalities that they need to understand to sort of figure out all these game states and rules interactions.
We were talking about a theoretical revered hero that's built around the that new card that removes abilities from cards the opponent owns, and
Yep.
we were like talking about like this is not something that's actually getting made. This is just theory crafting. We were like, what if we create like a revered scientist and his whole the whole point is that he's trying to like create an infinite quantum loop by basically getting someone else to play this card against him in a way that it basically negates itself. But it doesn't quite work out that way in practice. Anyway, we're going a little bit off on a tangent here about revered
Mhm.
scientists and stuff like that, but there's way more interesting things to cook.
Yeah, there's
What are
gonna be
you
sorting that out.
playing? So, Young, I know that you play a little bit of games in the LSS HQ.
Mhm.
You do obviously work as a dev, but you also play some games with the non-devs whenever there's an office tournament or like something like
Yeah.
Project Blue rundown. What have you been playing in the office at the moment, and who have you lost to?
Oh, I feel like I'm being set up. I'm being set up here. So, we had like a Project Blue, like internal like tournament, not necessarily with the devs, but just with the other people that worked at LSS. And I decided to join with my Lexi Project Blue deck. Had an absolute blast, an absolutely cracked deck. Um, Lost a bunch of games, and I was like, oh man, I thought I'd win these. And then I had a win in for the top eight against a Scurv, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be the
Scurv.
easiest game of my life." And I feel bad for my opponent, thinking that Scurv has a chance against Lexi. And then turn one, I go turn zero, Arsenal passed. He goes, money for your life, which is essentially a two card 10, if not blocked. So I was like, oh my God, that's insane. So I give a three block and a two block and a piece of equipment to stop it. And then he red pummels me. And I take 8. And then I discard 1. And I was like, wait, am I losing this? Am I losing this game? And then the next turn, he money all your life me again. And I was like,
Oh,
screw it. I've learned my lesson. It's gonna be hard to stop this. I just threw like one equipment. I'm just gonna not be able to stop this. I just need to tank it and throw my whole hand. And then he blue pummeled me, and then I died.
oh,
And I was like,
that's
oh my God.
nutty.
Yeah. I mean, Scurv, Project Blue, like nothing to scoff at. Those money or your life cards, insane. If your opponent can't give you golds, they're just two card 10s. Two card 10
That's crazy.
with a pummel.
Scoot
Anyway.
out here.
Mhm.
Back to the action. We've got a block from Liam covering that ball lightning. And another
Second
ball
ball
lightning.
lightning.
They do stack as well. Ugh. Two
Yep.
balls.
And
We've got
it's
an
just
arcane
gonna ping.
shockwave. It's gonna ping.
3
and that's
arcane
it.
damage.
GG.
Yeah.
Good
Man.
game.
I mean, Liam almost brought it back. Like he almost stabilized there, but man, the aggression out of Tim, the way he sequences cards and sort of set up those aggressive lines, very well navigated, putting on all the pressure. And that was a lightning fast top 8 match that we've just had.
Settle down, man. Settle down.
I'm gonna
Wow.
keep saying it until somebody laughs.
How's it going?
It was
All right, guys,
yeah,
that
that
was
was a bit of a slog fest, wasn't it?
yeah, that was
A bit of a
that was
day.
yeah. I just have to get in here and say that was a very lightning fast round that you got. Oh yes, I got a laugh. Yeah, I got it.
No,
I got it.
this is the third. This is the third time he said this on stream. Do not give this man any of your laughs.
Nah, it's too late. I got it. I got the laugh. I won. All right, Cash, go with your question. I'm done now. I've won.
Yeah, I mean, what question? How did it feel to do 40 damage in like 3 turns?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Liam, for you, like, there's one note to this matchup, isn't there? You just have to try and race them, and you just have to try and get your big heralds out and hope that maybe they draw a mid-turn. Were there any decision points there that felt quite contentious to you? Where you're like, okay, maybe I've got a window, or was it sort of pretty much doomed from the start?
I should have sunk off the Crown of Province. I should have sunk my last card and tried to draw a new blocking card because they had a card that got stranded in Arsenal. It was a fractal replication.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, so I was thinking if he blocks out a herald at some point to deny me the soul as well with like his armor block, then I can get another 0 for 7 again. Instead it just got stranded there and I didn't draw a metamorph in time to make it relevant.
And so, looking at the rest of this top 8 bracket, Tim, what sort of heroes are you looking to stack up into for your next match? Because it looks like we've got 2 Icelanders. We're not quite sure what the top 8 is yet, but if you've got a snapshot, tell us what you're excited to play against, what you want to avoid.
I
Iceland
want to
and
play
Murray.
anything but Icelander. That was my last match in Swiss, and it's pretty miserable when you're only on 6 blues. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
Wow, a 6 blues. It didn't look like that in that game because you drew quite a few of them during that game, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how many arc lightnings are you allowed to run in this deck again?
A billion. And they all do a billion damage.
Yeah.
And Serenade's a good card as well, I guess. But
Yeah.
Definitely the card
Tim,
of
I must ask, in this format where there's a lot of sort of powerful rune blades at the moment, why Aurora over something like Chain or Briar? What drew you to that hero? Was it a comfort or was it a medical?
more of a comfort than anything. Plus, I really like Ball Lightning and how that works with Arc Lightning, which is something
Yeah.
that the other rune blades, well, Briar specifically, can't really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ball Lightning's so powerful, and a card that kind of combos with itself when you start stacking them up, like it did at that endgame,
Yeah.
like some really powerful board states.
Yeah,
Cool.
sort of must block situations, really.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, guys. Liam, unfortunately, your journey ends here, but congratulations on your top 8, though. Still a great performance. And Tim, best of luck in your next round. You still have a shot for the finals.
Sweet as. Thank you very
Wow.
much.
Cheers, guys.
Go.
Cheers.
I don't think you're too unhappy about losing there, as Liam having won the Pro Quest the day before, top 8 the next day.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good
I mean,
performance there.
can't win them all.
No. Well, maybe sometimes you can if you're Brody Spurlock or Matt Rogers or actually, speaking of Matt Rogers, I just have to put this thing here. So, Store Championships was run in Wellington yesterday as well, and that was taken down in the finals by none other than Ollie Berry, our local legend,
Wow.
on Lyeth as well.
On Lyeth.
Yep. Took it out on
Aye.
Lyeth. He beat everything. He beat like Gravies and Kanos and Verdants and like just he absolutely did people dirty with that deck. Like true reviled nature. Intimidates hitting the one card in 4 that ruins the entire hand. Like I tell you what, like it was, from what I heard, it was a magical moment. Matt Rogers coming down to Wellington, hoping for an easy farm of the Wellington region. Queuing up into Lyeth, reading the hero text, being attacked with one of those Wii cards, the little 0 for 3s with
Wii
Crush,
Wrecking
like
Balls?
discard the card,
Yeah.
and then being like, oh okay, and then getting double Razor Reflex, just like, or maybe it was one Razor Reflex, I'm not sure, but like yeah, it sounds like there's been some pretty crazy waves being made by Ollie Berry on that hero. So
Oh my god,
yeah,
Razor
maybe
Reflex.
put some stuff in your sideboard, folks, for Lyeth, because some people are cooking.
Yeah, that deck does not mess around. When you can start throwing out 0 for 3, like 0 for 4 crush cards with Razor Reflex,
Yeah.
all your might tokens and your pumps, like, yeah, some of those turns can look very crazy. 5 intellect really helps make some of those decks that might be a little bit clunky when you only have 4 cards in your hand. 5 cards, 5 intellect really smooths that deck out. But anyway, we have 2 more rounds to go to see who will be the store champion to make it up to LSS Studios for the finals. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon with the top 4 match. We're back with the top four of Card Merchant Dunedin, Store Champs, Hamish on Icelander, and Angus back again on Briar.
This is quite an interesting matchup because some of the disruption can be really useful, but Briar happy to kind of play into Icelander here. Like, it's not necessarily too backbreaking a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and again, can put out some crazy numbers.
yeah, definitely not the worst matchup. Briar does have access to some blues, can also take some time to set up. But man, a lot of agency is going to be with Hamish to try slow down Briar, because if Icelander fails to disrupt for a turn, maybe misses on disruption, or like a channel lake misses on something like that for a whole turn cycle, Angus can get him with so much damage and just threaten to end the game immediately. So it's going to be interesting. Can Hamish get the disruption when he needs it?
Whose side are you on? I'm assuming you're on Icelander. You're a pro Icelander team here.
No. I'm always for the side going against the frostbites. Even on Ice Lexi, I'm kind of cheering for my opponent. Maybe potentially sarcastically a little bit. Kind of give them 4 frostbites into a fly and go, "Oh no, you can do it.
You're doing such a good job.
You're doing such a good job. Oh, you almost had it. Oh, dude, if you just had a blue, you almost had me."
You are such a reviled hero.
Always cheering my opponent on. Overcome that adversity, all that disruption. That makes the victory sweeter. I do recall a game against Vi where I was on 39 life and he was on 2. And then he killed me in 1 turn.
that can happen, yeah. I think I might have been at that event. Yeah, I do. I think I do remember that.
That was like back when Stubby Hammers was legal, Art of War was legal, and then these turns would just go insane.
I did play into a Lexi once as Vi, and they, I think I went first. I attacked a bit, put a card in Arsenal. They went next, and they came in hot with like a bunch of cards, but there was no frostbites. It was mostly like drill shot, like endless arrow and stuff like that. So like there was no disruption, so I just ate it, and then I went Art of War from Arsenal because I had one in hand. So I went Art of War from Arsenal, draw 2, Art of War from hand, draw 2, found the 3rd Art of War, and then did 48 damage, Lord. And it was just like, oh yeah.
Jesus.
All right, let's get into the action. Icelander versus Briar. We're running back Hamish and Angus, 2 Dunner's legends, ready to take the opponent to the car park of the McDonald's and make them give them their money for the Big Mac combo.
Yeah, I mean, we're also going back to this old school 2-player playmats explaining the combat chain and everything. I mean, this is a bit of a piece of history in regards to playmats.
I mean, it's good to have those reminders on there, just in case the Icelander player forgets how the Arsenal works. They can look down and be like, oh, there's text here. That means I'm losing. I need to put a card there.
Yeah. And it's also very important to remind players that the hero goes in the middle, and then there are 2 weapon slots on either side of that hero. So really doing a lot of work here. Really doing a good job of explaining where cards are meant to go for those players that seem to be a little bit confused about where weapons go on the playmat.
There are some heroes where it makes sense to put weapons on either side. When I play Marionette, I put my Hunter's Claves on either side of the hero, simply because there's a lot of sequencing with flick knives, and when you get your graphene, it's not as clean cut as you always lead with the same dagger. Often the turn changes depending on which dagger you do, so I do tend to put those daggers interchangeably on either side. But if I'm playing Ira and those Kadachis are always going to be the first 2 cards of the chain link, they absolutely go to the left. It's just practical, it looks cool, and yeah, it's mean as. I won't comment on the Azuri. I won't comment on the Azuri setup with the 2 daggers stacked vertically. That's just a personal choice based on something I saw on stream once, and I was like, that's so cool. I'm going to do that from now on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. People live their life, Happy to be liberal in the space of where you put your weapon. Let people do
Fair enough.
Have their hero however they want. Well, with some exceptions. don't put your equipment in a cube or like in a fan. That's abhorrent.
Yeah. And also don't send your attacks upside down. Sometimes, sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. I feel like people do it as a means to be polite and sort of be like, oh, so that you can read it. But I guess for me,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
for me, having been more established with the game, I just know what the cards do. So it's like, I don't need to read it. But
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Probably not the best idea in a mirror match, especially if your decks have to be sleeved in the same color. But
Yeah.
all right, so Exude Confidence. This is a card we haven't seen before in Angus's matchups, but is a pretty key card in this matchup because it shuts down the ability to create some instant speed plays. But also, if you get your go again removed, you can just pump the rest of your hand into more damage here. So we're going to see exactly that.
Yeah.
Angus is going to pitch 2 cards to pump the Exude Confidence, get over the top, get his embodiment, get some free damage in there. If you're Hamish, you're looking at that and be like, damn, why didn't you
Yeah.
play that card upside down so I could read it?
Yeah, exactly. And also just the fact that Angus had 2 blues in the hand to be able to pitch into it, taking Hamish a little off guard there, but happy with that exchange still, sending in that nice 3 for 7. Cut through the
So I want to
facade.
point out this new card, Cut Through the Facade. Well, not super new, but like pretty crazy as a new popper in Icelander and quite relevant into Briar. Able to remove a whole bunch of different things, embodiments of Earth and Lightning, Channel Lake. Pretty decent.
Yeah, very threatening on hit in the right circumstances. But here, Angus doesn't have much setup, happy to take 7 and then throw 5 cards back.
And also getting
So,
that Amulet of Ice out as well, which is a pretty key piece of disruption against Briar.
yeah, it's going to be very important to see what Hamish arsenaled because he's about to face down 5 cards. Let's see if Hamish has the correct disruption to slow this down. So,
Noticeably, Angus bringing in the Lightning Greaves here, just as like Nolrun, but also still getting the Go Again, a pretty cool piece of equipment to be able to use. So we're going to start with Entwine Lightning here, fusing, getting Go Again. That's going to meet a Sink Below from Hamish. Clean block. And we're going to see
yeah, and
Hypothermia from
immediately
Arsenal,
the hypothermia.
removing the
And
Go Again from Entwine.
does Angus have any outs to this? There are some wild lines where you can activate those lightning greaves to get an action point to get around this, but it will be tricky.
It feels pretty early to be doing that unless you really believe in that hand.
Yeah.
And especially because that hypothermia just stays as well. I think that sometimes this comes down and you just accept you just concede the fact that you lose this turn cycle here, and you just hope you
Yeah.
didn't take too much damage on the previous one. Better for it to happen now than on a channel mount heroic turn. We're
Yeah,
going to follow up
exactly.
with Ice Vein here, fused, coming in for 5. And then if it deals damage, we're going to have to be discarding or pitching a card. Angus is going to do the key play here, pitch a blue to prevent 1 and use the remaining 2 to pay for Ice Vein's effect. Tunic to 3, card and arsenal for Hamish. Now Angus can run back this hand. He's taken a bit of damage, but, Briar can cook.
Yeah.
Skyward Serenade, card of the day.
Yeah. Just going to be able to fulfill that part of the non-attack action card being played as a condition. And Angus still got 3 cards in the grip. We'll be searching for that Skizzik as well. So let's see if Hamish can stop this turn, or if Angus will be given the space to run wild. So, gonna start the search, most likely for the Skizzik, into 4 Go Again. I mean, this may be an opportunity for Angus to really push all the damage he can. Try get that early lead. And there is definitely a lot of pressure on Angus to try close this game out sooner rather than later. He needs to find and figure out whenever Hamish misses on that sort of disruption, find those opportunities, send it all in, and just try, if he can, keep Hamish off these arsenals. And here is a Polar Blast coming out.
So this is going to create a Frostbite at instant speed, to which Angus is going to respond by using his Fendel Tunic to float a resource. So a quick Frostbite, draw a card to replace it. Probably not enough disruption to really stop a turn, especially with that Tunic counter floating, but still pretty decent.
Yeah, Angus is going to be relatively quite happy to see that. Not that disruptive, So just a single frostbite that he needs to work through in order to push the rest of his turn.
Looks like Hamish is declaring no blocks on this. Angus is going to follow up with a Enlightened Strike. That's going to use up the Frostbite. Go again. Hamish is going to take the opportunity now to use Waning Moon before deciding his blocks.
And I assume that is an E-strike for 7, just ending the turn here.
Oh,
damage
yeah,
when he can.
probably is for, yeah, instead of, yeah. It looks like he did choose for 7. So Hamish is going to block some of that. He's going to take a little bit of extra damage. Tune it to 3. 3 cards in hand. Going to play out this Insidious Chill. This is a key interruption piece, along with Amulet of Ice, able to rip cards. Put a card in arsenal. Set up, get ready to go. Just trading life here. But some key disruption here for Hamish to be able to pull ahead at a critical moment.
Yeah, and Hamish just arsenal the channel like Frigid as well. So this is just going to be all the disruption that he wanted.
That's going to get shipped out immediately in response to the embodiment of Earth breaking before Angus gets to take any game actions, just to completely ensure that he has to pitch into his first action.
Yeah. Very heads-up play. Getting the maximum value out of this card. Man, Angus is just going to be stalled quite a bit here. Unless he has access to a lot of resources, which he might.
But playing it this early also gives your opponent full flexibility and knowledge of what they're playing into as well.
Yeah. So we'll definitely tax Angus that one additional resource for that first action. But you're right, definitely does give Angus all the information he needs to play correctly on this turn.
5 cards and an arsenal though, like he could still play something.
Yeah, especially in Briar, if he rips like 2 blues in his hand already, like he can actually decently push through turns like this. And Burn Up Shock.
Going to cost him
I mean,
2
paying
because of
2.
the Frostbite token and the Channel Lake, but being able to deal 1 and then add +4 to the next attack, +4 Arcane if it hits. We're going to follow that up with Erase Face for 6 damage, threatening on hit, deal 4. A slower turn. Pretty good for like a Channel Lake Frigid interruption, being able to send back a potential 10 to 11 damage.
Yeah.
Erase Faces on hit, removing card types doesn't necessarily always impact Icelander. Sometimes the ice part matters, sometimes it doesn't. But at the same time, being able to ship this being able to ship this 6 damage on hit, deal 4 in a Channel Lake turn, you got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, still a very solid play despite the disruption. So Angus gonna just try strip some cards, stabilize so he doesn't take too much arcane damage on the crackback, and then try again next turn.
So we're going to see the Waning Moon activation here using the resource from Tunic. That's going to be blocked with the floating 1 from Angus, so he's only going to take 2. Hamish is just going to eat the whole thing. I think this hand is too important for him.
Wow, taking 10 through a channel like Frigid. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Angus must be happy with that.
I think he knows that Channel Lake is sticking around, so I think he knows that he can keep control of this game, and that if he blocks, it's I mean, it looks like the cards in his hand didn't block very well either. So they would it was better off when the 2 cards block for 4 or attacking for 6. It's probably better off attacking for 6.
Yeah. Yeah, Hamish might have needed to commit two cards and a piece of equipment just to stop it. And that would have also meant his Channel Lake would have died. So yeah, taking the heads up play to take all that damage. Not particularly going to be happy about it, but we'll be able to keep that Channel Lake and set up an arsenal. So still got the tools he needs. A little bit of a hiccup on the way though. Now, 6 damage being presented here with that on hit. Does
He's considering throwing equipment, which is interesting because it is still he is still going to have to play through Channel Lake. So
yeah, like if he does throw Face Purgatory here, it does keep Icelander off that arsenal, which will be big.
You're right, it does. So Hamish would probably respond then by activating Waning Moon, but that would be some usage of the card, but it would remove the arsenal. That's actually could be the moment. Yeah, and even though you have to play through Channel Lake, I mean, you get to basically force Icelander to choose between an arsenal or damage, or having to take damage. Looks like Hamish is going to discard it. I don't think he's quite. Oh no, he won't be able to activate Waning Moon because he hasn't played a non-attack action. He's played an attack action, so he is forced to discard that. That's a pretty heads-up block from Angus.
Yeah, Oh, have I missed something here? The channel lake going to the graveyard. Oh, it already had a counter on there. What?
Um,
Yes. I am getting a little bit tired. I think I may have been mistracking that. So channel lake will be going to the bin. So this is a huge opportunity. Icelander with no arsenal, no channel lake, no disruption essentially being represented here. Angus, the world is his oyster right now to really push all that damage. Hamish only on 14 life.
starting with Regrowth Shock, going to cycle a card, but also deal a damage, fulfilling part of the non-attack requirement.
Yeah.
It's
Gets
like
prevented.
Hamish is going to prevent. We're going to follow up with a Snatch for 4 and 1 on hit. Draw a card. Not necessarily a super terrifying turn, but enough to maybe force a card, force Hamish to think about taking damage in order to Arsenal. Yep, he's going to elect to take it. Angus is going to draw a card. He's going to get his embodiment. He's not going to have go again, unfortunately, but he does have some options now for Arsenal.
Yeah. Just thinking about it.
Going to pass over.
Sets it up. Cool.
Wow,
Hamish.
Hamish, back to 3 cards. Got some options again.
Yeah, coming out relatively scot-free, still on 10 life, able to disrupt and set up the next Channel Lake Frigid in the arsenal. So he's going to be quite happy about that.
Oh, this is a meaty play from Hamish here. We're going to see an Ether Ice Vein fused. On damage, going to rip a card out of Angus or force him to pitch 2. And also triggering the Insidious Chill, ripping a second card, and revealing this Channel Lake Frigid, which can be shipped on the following turn. This is going to lock Angus out of the game for this turn at least, but also possibly future turns, considering that Channel Lake might be able to stick around. So even though Angus has had a bit of a higher life total and Hamish has been dipping in it, it's all coming back to Icelander now.
Yeah. Potentially turning a really key corner here. Angus thinking about preventing, thinking about paying into this. Very tricky decisions because Angus really needs to decide when he's going to keep his cards and just try push through and how much he needs to pitch to prevent stay high alive. The most optimal calculations to get out of these situations that are quite rough, and also playing around Amulet, which is just going to be cracked right now. Hamish saying, I didn't like the fact that you kept 2 cards in an arsenal, so I'm just going to cash this in right now
Takes
to
another
really,
card,
yeah, to really neutralize this turn. Not comfortable with just sitting on that channel like Frigid in the arsenal.
Well, you know what's even better about this is it means that Angus has this 1 card in hand. So if Hamish can play this Channel Lake, and he's going to do that immediately, it's just going to give him full advantage over his cards.
Yeah.
Gives him a Frostbite. Yeah, you ain't doing much, Chief.
I mean, if he has a 0 cost and a blue, yeah, he might just be able to go against the weapon, but yeah.
This is quite a nice, neat little play here, though. Paying 2 to activate Nimby, so you still get an attack through, and you get to search for a Nimbleism to set up for next turn. So still getting a cheeky amount of damage through and getting a pretty nice card for next turn. Still making the best of a terrible situation. Going out to pick up the groceries in a snowstorm.
Yeah, despite the Frostbite, despite the Channel Lake Frigid, this is still a 2-card 6 play, which is, you know what, not that bad, considering the circumstances.
All he needs is 1 window.
Hamish takes it down to 7. All right, Nimbleism in the arsenal. It's going to be important, especially in helping activate Briar's ability.
Unit to 3 for Hamish. 3 cards to work with. Going to play out the second Insidious Chill and arsenal a card. Now we've got Prime Disruption for every Fuse card. Also giving him the option to activate Storm Striders and use an Ice Vein whenever he likes, regardless of whether he's got an arsenal or not, in order to rip a whole bunch of cards from Angus.
Yeah.
That Channel Lake sticking around.
Yeah, and Hamish also very fortunately saw his 3rd Channel Lake Frigid, which is going to go into the arsenal now. So just disruption after disruption after disruption. Angus really caught in a blizzard, in an ice storm here, trying to break through. So it's going to be important to see how Angus navigates this. And he's just going to whip out the Channel Lake Frigid immediately.
You ain't playing this turn, buddy. Pay 2 for reaction? Nah. And a Frostbite. Angus just being like, I would like to play the game, please.
Yeah. Angus, head and hands. That's just gonna really wreck a lot of your game plan.
But it's worth noting here, still at 20 life, Icelander does need to capitalize on this taxation by coming in with more damage as well. If Hamish doesn't do any damage over these next couple of turns, Angus will be back to the same position where Angus can fully attack and still be in a safe position. So Angus is probably just looking to, I don't know, ship some cards out here, wait for his moment. He can't really play through any of this, but the ball is still in Hamish's court to actually deal some damage.
Yeah, Angus is trying to calculate what the most useful thing he can do on this turn is. There are some options open to him. He could overpitch to try play some non-attack actions just to set up the embodiment of lightning and set up an attack in the arsenal. He could just try throw one single attack through all this disruption to at least try strip a card or push 4 damage. A few options here. He could make a rune chant pass. He could just make the embodiment. He's thinking his
He could
options
throw a
through.
card across the table.
He sure could.
That's how
I
you win
mean,
this matchup. You just throw your cards at the opponent's face.
to be fair, if my opponent played two Channel Lake fridges at the same time, I would be pretty close to throwing hands.
Shout outs to New Zealand Nationals from
Yeah.
last year. Oof.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, maybe it was the year before. There was a brutal back-to-back Channel Lakes frigid from
Oh, I
Iceland
see.
in the finals of New Zealand Nationals. I believe it not last year,
Gotcha.
maybe the year before that. All right, so we've got
I was
Waning Moon
worried you.
activation in response to a scar for a scar that costs 4.
Yeah.
Yep, and then so we've got a little bit of damage through, but we do get an embodiment. Hamish looking to let that hit. Still got 2 cards to play with here. He's going to send an erase face. Not going to arsenal this turn, hoping that the single channel lake that's going to be sticking around is going to be enough to stifle Angus's turn.
But the thing is, if Angus has a blue or two, that Channel Lake might not be enough. Hamish might be in trouble. It's these moments where Iceland just doesn't have an arsenal. It's just such a scary place to be in. He does still have access to that Storm Striders. He does have 2 Insidious Chills on the board, so it might be something. But Angus saying, you know what? All right, he has 2 pieces of equipment. I'm
Yeah,
about to
he's
go
going to
all
cash
in
in
through
the
this channel.
equipment value, and he's going to try and play through this channel lake. Hamish, yeah, obviously has set himself up to be able to blank a turn on having no arsenal because he might draw into his Ice Vein. There's a few things available to him. He could draw Blizzard as well. He does have an
Yeah.
Ice Vein in hand, so like he
He
does have these powerful disruption plays available to him. Angus is just going to try and ship it. So we've got Embodiment of Earth. Hamish is just going to crack straight into it. He's like, I'm not even going to wait for you to respond or pitch or do anything. I'm just going to go straight in there. He's just going to shotgun this Ice Vein. Coming
he
in.
really needed to see this Ice Vein here. This is going to do so much. 2 Insidious Chill triggers on top of the Ice Vein is going to really, really shut this turn down. It might be a hard reset, but Hamish does still get to keep a card, so that will most likely be just going into the arsenal to disrupt again. But
We're
man,
gonna rip. We're
that
gonna rip
that Ice
either
Vein clutch.
six resources, or 3 cards. And the thing is, if you draw 2 blues, these pay to or discards become less effective because you can ship 2 blues to your pitch zone to order to get around it. But Briar doesn't always have those 2 blues, and there is so like let's see how Angus deals with this because he has a few options here. It looks like he is going to
Shock and response.
dock in response, paying 1
I
because of
like it.
Channel Lake, and then he's just going to discard the other 2 cards. This is a key thing is that now that he has got no cards in hand, he doesn't have to pay with the additional cost. So now he's got his Tunic floating, he's got 1 there, he's going to respond with the Waning Moon. This is the easiest thing Angus can do to deal damage this turn without having to basically shred his whole hand. He gets a
Yeah,
damage through, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean it is something, and now Storm Striders is down, and Angus is still on 10 life, so there is a bit of a buffer here. He's happy to sort of let this turn cycle go, but now pressure on as Hamish arsenals that last card, hoping it is a disruption here, and then Angus will be given a full grip to try punish
Angus,
Hamish.
Angus will have a full grip. That Channel Lake will go, and there will be an ice
Yeah.
card in Arsenal. So, I mean, there is a chance that Angus can push through here. He's got his Tunic up to get around a Frostbite.
Yeah.
So like, I
That
mean, Hamish is on 5. I mean, he could like Angus could walk with this.
Yeah, I think Angus might have it here. This is going to be the turn to end the game.
Oh, I wouldn't say he has it just yet. You never know with
Oh,
Icelander.
exactly. It just really depends on what Hamish has in his arsenal, and it better be a big piece of
And
disruption.
also really depend on the amount of blues because we've got to keep in mind as well that Briar only has Arcane Barrier 1.
Yeah,
So, I mean, Storm Striders is gone, but it does. Yeah, there is some stuff. So we're going to say Force of Nature as our non-attack to start with. So it is a blue, so he's comfortable playing it out. This will allow Angus to draw more cards if he plays attacks that are pumped with damage and they also hit. Plunder Run from
yeah,
hand, getting that embodiment of lightning.
yeah. And no fuse, so it won't be getting +1 to the next attack, but it's just the Polar Blast. It's
Here's
only
the
going to
Polar
give.
Blast,
It's
giving
only going
the
to.
Frostbite. Angus is going to respond by removing the counter from his tunic to get the resource. So he looks like the floodgates are open. He's got a lot of stuff here. So Skizik going to get Go Again, which is going to give it +1, which is also going to activate the Force of Nature ability. If this hits, he's going to draw a card. This has to be blocked.
Yeah, and now Hamish is all defenses down. He just has the 3 cards in his hand to keep him alive.
Nimblism into Lightning Surge for 7. If this hits, he draws another card.
Yeah, which would go into the Rosetta, so demands blocks here. Gets the
Yeah, gotta take the
tunic.
tunic here. So Hamish maybe getting away with putting another card in Arsenal, getting the a free Waning Moon here. I mean, I don't think it's quite over yet. Like he's like Hamish is still
Yeah,
going to be able to put a card in Arsenal. Angus is at 7. You know, a couple of well-timed disruption pieces, and it could be over. I mean, those ice veins, those insidious chills are still out there looming, and we've still got that Metacarpus on board. Like Angus has to tread very carefully.
yeah. The fact that he stopped that draw effect on that plunder run, huge. Hamish really getting away with murder here. Still being able to keep a card and put it into Arsenal, and now Angus must try again. This time, no Arsenal, but Icelander has a mysterious card in her arsenal. If it is like a blue ice vein that's going to trigger both insidious chills, it will be devastating.
Icelander also no equipment left to absorb those breakpoints. So, I mean, depending on what Angus's hand is,
Yeah. And
he still
Hamish
doesn't.
did draw a blizzard.
He does have to be careful about leaving himself open to a potential attack from a spell from Arsenal and a Waning Moon, Metacarpus. Like it is, he's maybe like a little bit safe here at 7, but you know he's probably got to finish this game in the next turn or two. Exude
Oh,
confidence. He just
conf-
stares down at Hamish. He just stares him in the face. He's Exude says, "Go, do what you want. You respond now before Exude basically stops. We're going to respond with Brain Freeze, fusing with Blizzard. This is going to
oh
look
my
at
god.
Angus's hand, and it's going to trigger the Insidious's Chill. This is potentially going to rip 3 cards out of Angus's hand. He might be able to respond with Exude's ability, though.
Yep.
This is
If
before
he has 3
blocks.
blues, he just, yeah, if he has 3 blues, he just says, all right, 1 page of the blizzard.
And
Pump
the
my
thing
exude by.
is Hamish has got a Sink Below in hand, so if this Exude gets pumped, he won't be able to block with it unless he blocks. If the Exude gets pumped beyond 6 power,
Yeah.
Hamish is not going to be able to block with that card. There's a lot of stuff happening here, so let's just see. So we've got Angus deciding whether he's going to pitch his hand into this Exude Confidence, and I mean, there's also that Waning Moon can still be activated this turn as well. But we're waiting to resolve here. We've got a Brain Freeze on the stack to be able to look at Angus's hand and rip a 0 cost from his hand, and 2 instances of Insidious Chill, forcing him to discard or pay 2. And then when that Exude resolves, there'll be no more shenanigans. So it looks like he is going to pay 2 from the Insidious trigger. He's going to discard from the second, and then he's going to reveal the card to Brain Freeze, which is going to go on the top of the deck. And we've got Exude for 4 and 1 float. Yeah, not really much else you can do in this position. He does live through a Waning Moon activation. Now it's up to Hamish to decide how he's going to block this. Man, that Sink Below is looking awkward.
Yeah. So Angus essentially losing all of his cards, but he gets to keep 1 floating to try prevent 1.
Looks like we're just checking the timing of Exude Confidence. There is a Command and Conquer in Hamish's hand, so if he really wants, he can block with that. and turn on his instants again, but it wouldn't really serve him much purpose. That Sink Below is looking kind of stranded. Not really the card you want to be putting in Arsenal at this stage of the game. You really want to have a non-attack to disrupt and deal arcane damage to try and close it out.
Yeah, and what was it? It seems like all those cards from Hamish's side were activated in response to Exude being played, so it was not necessarily attacking just yet. So that's why Angus couldn't pitch into it to get a bit all the pumps.
So Hamish is going to block this for 3. He's going to take 1. There's going to be an embodiment for Angus. Hamish, 3 cards to play with. You could put Sink Below in Arsenal. That's probably fine as well. It does lock you out of disruption, though. He's going to send the CNC. This is probably the best thing you can do here. Do some damage. You probably force some blocks here because you don't want to go too low to the point where you die to Waning Moon. And of course, Angus doesn't know that this is a Sink Below in Hamish's hand. He doesn't know that there's going to be no disruption on this turn.
Yeah. Oh. Can Angus take this opportunity to try crack back? But no, he's going to try preserve life.
And carefully about his plays. So he's going to give the 6 damage here because of the embodiment buffing that nimbleism.
Yeah.
Tune it to 2.
Even, yeah.
Embodiment triggers. Any response from Hamish? Spoiler alert, no. I mean, not getting punished for having the Sink Below here because this is a very clean way to just play out this Sink Below from your arsenal.
Yeah,
easy peasy. Angus getting to put a card in arsenal. Getting another turn for Hamish to be able to swing in. He sunk that other sink. He sunk that other sink away. That's like a tongue twister. He sunk that other sink away in order to try and draw a better card. So he's going to come with this Ether Ice Vein. This is where it's starting to look pretty dicey because now we're going to rip more cards. We're going to get the last Insidious Chill trigger, ripping 2 cards from Angus's hand. We're dealing 4 arcane damage here, with a potential threat of 2 coming in after. But to be honest, that Frosting is probably going straight into Arsenal to be able to send at Angus on his turn. This is the position you want to be in as Icelander.
I mean, this is a lot of damage coming through. Angus just on 7. And so much disruption.
All of those cards that were patiently played out, paying off.
Yeah. And Hamish has the option to Arsenal another blue again, depending on what kind of blocks are made here. Angus thinking it through. His tournament life on the line here.
All to play for here in Dunners.
Yeah, Icelander really showcasing the power of that hero, the ability to just chain disruption, despite all these aggro decks being so powerful with access to so many tools. When those frostbites come in, when those disruptions come in, they're just not allowed to keep the large hands that they want to be able to combo off and just blow people up. So Angus trying to navigate this disruption, trying to figure out how he survives and how he throws enough back to not just die to Arcane.
It's looking pretty bleak, I would say, for Angus at this point. There's not really a lot of ways you can get through unless you send like something like an Exude Confidence, but even then it's just you're just locked into what Icelander's whims here. Angus really in the tank, trying to figure out if there is an out to this horrible situation. He is going to have a counter on his Tunic on the next turn, but oof. So Insidious, chill.
Yeah. Angus doing the maths.
Maybe he's thinking, if I don't discard, maybe my opponent will forget and I'll be able to keep the card.
That is definitely an out.
Oh, it's an out of the tournament. Yeah, you would likely get disqualified for that. Oh, look at him shifting. Okay, so he's going to discard that last Exude. Hamish will be happy to see that go. And we've got the Ice Vein coming in. Prevent. And use the remaining 2 to pay for Ice Vein's effect. Going down to 4. Extreme lethal ranges here. Hamish going to Arsenal that Frosting. Lightning Surge go again from Arsenal. He's just going
Yeah.
to try and push as much as he can.
So Angus knows there's essentially lethal being represented with the arsenal and the weapons, so he needs to be very careful about what he's pitching and what he's playing.
Yeah, yeah, it's not looking too good. I mean, there's the Metacarpus node which can pump the frosting to 2 over the top of Arcane Barrier 1, and then
Yeah.
the Waning Moon which can come in for 3. It would deal 3 damage to Angus, going assuming he blocks both instances, putting him to 1. But you can't do that and then also die. So there's some things to think about here. So Hamish is going to block this Lightning Surge. He's going to take 1 though. We're going to get the embodiment. Angus figuring out how he follows up without dying, probably just by.
Yeah, Angus, it seems like Angus needs to keep up at least 2 resources, so he has 1 on the tunic, and he wants to push as much damage as possible while having an extra floating to be able to not die to Metacarpus node.
Looks like he's
Boy.
thinking about sending the snatch. No, he's gonna be chill. He's gonna activate grasp. He's gonna activate
Yeah.
grasp. He's gonna send the snatch. He's got 1 floating. Okay, so he has 2. So he can live on this turn. If Metacarpus, Frosting, and Waning Moon come down, he can live at 1.
Yes,
But
he goes to
you
1
know,
for
Hamish
this.
go in on this because there's 1 and 4 coming in. So he's gonna try and maybe push Hamish to give up some cards.
Yeah,
Maybe he can try and live on a future turn.
and especially because Hamish doesn't have any equipment blocks left, this breakpoint on the snatch, very relevant.
Such a tight game.
Yeah, I mean, 1 arcane and 4 damage is no joke.
So ballsy to be spending 2 into the grasp, but that's what you've got to do.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're going to play the frosting. Doesn't look like we're activating the Metacarpus here, which is probably the right call.
the frostbite not doing anything. Yeah, activates the tunic in response. Heads up.
Yeah. Now he's got the 2 resources, going to block 1 of it. We're going to Waning Moon here. Prevent 1, take 2 down to 2. Now what do you do, Hamish? Do you just block? Block for 3, take 1 down to 2. Angus draws a card, but Hamish is going to have a card in
God.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
He has lethal on Waning Moon next turn. So Angus
Yeah.
needs some absolute circus tricks to avoid that Waning Moon for lethal on the next turn. I mean, he's just playing what he can at this point.
yeah. And there's also Angus also has access to a few shocks in his deck as well, so Hamish does need to be careful.
Yeah, or lives as well.
Yeah. An absolute thriller of an endgame. Both on 2 life. Both
Hamish is
trying to
hoping-
finish the job.
Hoping to get that Waning Moon for 3 in on Angus's next turn for exact lethal. Arsenal and Ice card.
Now, did Angus find the shocks?
I'll go to
Hamish,
the end of
1
Hamish's
hand.
turn.
Oh boy. Hamish thinking about it. He may also be tanking a little bit to sort of rep that he has shock in his hand.
True, true. Try and mind game Hamish. But I
Yeah.
think if Hamish sticks to his guns, I think he knows he has the win. He just has to. Oh, he does have a shock though.
He does have a
He's got a
shock.
shock.
And then Hamish looking at this, trying to figure out what to
Hamish
do.
goes to 1.
1. But I believe Angus doesn't
I
have
don't
a
think it-
follow-up shock.
It doesn't do anything else though. So embodiment's going to crack.
Yeah, he may have been just trying to fish for an opportunity there. And oh my god, is that a Heart of Findel? And
Oh
Hamish
my
just
goodness.
went to 1.
Heart of Fendel, and he's 1 lower.
He just went 1 lower.
Down to the wire.
Making
Activate
a ring charm
grasp.
here. That is lethal being represented.
Oh man, as soon as you breathe, Angus, Hamish is just going to kill you. Swarming Gloomvale coming in
1
for 3
and
go again
3
currently.
go again.
Heart of Feudal being pitched, gain a life.
No.
Oh, here goes that lethal window.
Yeah, that's gonna feel rough.
Block for 3.
Yep.
Hamish just waiting for Angus to tap out on all his cards before responding with the lethal kill, just to make sure. He needs to make sure that there's no, like, you know, instant speed life gain or instant speed damage that could muck things up. Just going to be patient. Wait for Angus to play out his cards till you know it's safe, and then go for the line.
Angus being very cautious with his next steps here.
Anthem of Spring. Going to give +1, half of an embodiment. He's just got to play what he
Rosetta's now
can. Okay,
online.
here's the Rosetta. It's going to be dealing lethal. It's got 2 and 2. I guess Hamish could also prevent one. This is going to be the last action from Angus, and now Hamish has to think, can I kill you here? I mean, I've got Waning. If that card is he's like, you just go for it, surely. But you also, like, if you go for it and there's a life in hand, and this doesn't kill you, and then you have to block the Rosetta, you have no arsenal, you could lose it all. So he's going to play the hypothermia, he's going to commit to it, he's going to go for the win. Angus doesn't have it, and that's game.
And that's enough.
Oh,
Wow.
Angus really nearly mind gamed him out of it, but he stuck to his gun.
So close there. So close.
Oh, he's looking at whether he played the anthem first, but then you get the response of, yeah. Goodness gracious,
Yeah.
what a tense game.
What?
Far out.
What an absolute thriller. Man, that was so close for Angus. He's going to be feeling
Yeah.
that. Like, it was so close for him to just take the win there. But not quite enough. If he drew one more shock that turn as well, he could have stripped that last card so Hamish didn't have an arsenal.
Or even a life. Instant speed life.
Yeah.
It would have been pretty crazy as well.
What a game.
What a game. Goodness gracious me.
Very fun. Yeah,
So,
not having XJB.
How were your nerves in that final? Because Hamish, you were like, we've got the waning moon, but like instant speed life cooks
Yeah,
you,
that
and
was
there's a
that was
few other
it.
things.
Yeah.
And he went to
And
the
it's
club,
like-
but I wasn't thinking. Like I thought I'd
a good
emulate,
game.
so I just kept the hypothermia, not thinking, oh, I can just kill his turn if I play it now.
Just being very careful and just paying attention, because like if you
Yeah.
shotgun it all and then he goes psych, I've got the life, and then you just die, like it's over. So like
100%.
really, you were being really patient there. What were your sort of nerves like in that game? I guess both of you.
I'm always anxious in the Angus. We've done these sort of
Yeah.
matchups so much. It's either Wizard in Prism or Wizard in Doomblade.
Yeah.
He just gets me all the time, so it's nice to finally get one over on him.
Hamish, was that the first time you've seen exude confidence?
No, it's not, but it always confuses me. Reading cards is hard, and that card has a lot of text on it.
It does. Really is hard. It's
I
hard to
just
get
saw
it
it. I just saw it come down. I just saw it come down, and then you sort of looked at it, and then it was like pump, and it was just like, oh goodness gracious.
No,
Got some
the
free
first
damage.
one, yeah, the first one I had to let that go through. My hand at the
Yeah.
time was
Yeah, yeah.
hypothermia, a random lock blue, and the 3 for 7.
An amulet?
Amulet, yeah. So I was like,
Amulet,
this is gonna
yeah.
get pumped, but I'll live with it. It was only 3, so I was
Yeah,
pretty happy
yeah.
with that, and I needed to keep the hypothermia, and I mean, it saved me like
Yeah.
10, 15
Yeah.
damage.
That was, I had 4
100%.
cards. I had like
Yeah.
4 cards. It was great.
His turn was nuts.
Does it say?
Yeah.
It says action. Oh,
It's
text.
just attack.
If
Dude,
I had
it wasn't
played, oh
anything.
man, if I had played my Arsenal.
What was your ask?
You were Angus.
Isn't it
You were
something?
like. You were doing like fifth dimensional calculus in that last game, just trying to find a line that got you out of this. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've been locked out of playing for like several turns, like so many cards shredded, so many channel lakes, and you were just like, "There's got to be a line." I was really impressed with some of your lines through those channel lakes. Like it was like you're getting taxed on like so many different things. It was like, okay, well here's NIMBY search nimblism. It was like, wow, like 2 cuts, or like the burn up into race face. It was like channel
Yeah,
lake may
that
as
was
well not be there because you're still presenting like really decent hands.
Yeah.
Can I ask what the reaction was when I dropped the second channel?
Annoyed. I was like, oh, come on, bro. Second channel. I was actually, it was
yeah.
like a mixture. Because it's like, it's relieved because that means, okay, that's the last channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I,
definitely.
when they came down, Angus, your head hit your hands, and I was
I
like,
was like,
ah,
oh,
I mean, that is like it's so crushing. when that stuff comes down, and just like, okay, cool, I gotta wait a few more turns. But I believe even despite some of those channels, you managed to throw that erase face with the burn up shot, and Hamish just ended up taking it. Can you talk us through that, Hamish? That decision looked hard, but it looked correct, but it looked hard.
Man. Like, so I pitched, and even if I knew what the top card that I was going to draw into was, it was all 2-block blues, because I think there was a turn that I played a Polar Blast or something. But it was all 2-block blues or the 2-block red, and I just went, I need to actually do something. So I kept the blue, and I swung a race face, and then I think I got helmeted and lost the card that I wanted to Arsenal anyway. So that was super rough. I just didn't think about it.
That was such a clean helmet.
I need to do some of those, I think, and when I'm not as invested, because otherwise, like, there are going to be times where I really want to keep the hand, and I know helmet just buggers me up. So at least it wasn't like a massive one that was going to screw me.
The problem for me is that turn I need again. I did this last like in another game where I needed to helmet to find like a better hand. My hand actually didn't do anything, and that's why my punish of you having no Arsenal, I had free reign. I just couldn't do anything, and then you got to like get back into.
Well, I mean, my next turn, like your turn was bugger all. My next turn was like if I spent instead of Arsenal.
Yeah, right. I just had nothing. I had no go again. I had no pressure, and it was just like really, really rough. But yeah, I was hoping to hit like a Skyward Serenade or something. A Skyward Serenade would be so sick.
Once those Insidious Chills hit the board of multiple copies, you almost can be comfortable as Icelander going off the Arsenal for a turn or two, because there's a high chance you draw into the Ice Veins and you can just go, okay, I'll just...
I mean, scariest moment of my life was dropping Storm Striders when he's on 20 or something.
Yeah. It didn't look scary, you shotgunned it. Like,
I was like,
you were just like not even waiting to see what he plays. You're just like, nah, here we go, boom.
He's got 5 cards, and I knew I could just strip it all and set up an Arsenal which did something, and then we went from there and we just kept going, and then I don't remember what the turn was, but it was a turn where I just got to keep like 3 cards. And I just got to like push for damage, keep my blizzards, not my blizzards, sorry, the brain freeze, which like the brain, it was those Insidiouses that put in the work. Without the
Insidiouses did really, really good work. The back-to-back channels were very, very good. Hey, can we errata Briar again to say you may create an embodiment of Earth? Because that just sucks.
Yeah, the responses.
Every time the window, man. Every time it's like,
so
like,
good.
Yeah, got to pay around.
That was my second channel drop as well.
So good. It's just like
Now you know what it feels like to be like a Guardian player with Seismic Surge tokens, and then Seismic Surge activates, and your opponent drops like Arclight Sentinel or something.
Yeah. No, I mean I've been on the receiving end of the Frostbites, but also I've played a fair bit of Icelander. I like my Icelander as well, so I've also dealt that a few times, and I've dropped some ALSs on people in response to things. So it's fun. That's true. Quite a few of those ALSs. But yeah, no, awesome game. I really, really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was a pleasure to watch. That end game was tense as hell.
One more shock. One more shock.
One more shock.
No, because then it gets you off the Arsenal. That's all I needed. Just a little bang.
When Hamish had that one card in hand, and like there's lethal on board with the Waning Moon, and Angus is just like not. Like it passes, priority passes. Angus starts thinking. We're like, oh.
I was like, I wasn't dealing with that first one. I was like, I can go to one. And you show me the second one.
I needed two of them. And then it is like, then get rid of your card. And I think if I could do that, that would have been a very good spot to be in.
The heart draw was really nice. It didn't come around, but it would have been really nice if you had another shock. I got that extra, just a little bit of barrier.
Yeah. Nah, great game, man.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fair.
Who are you up against
great performance, bro.
I think I'm up against Ben on Chain.
You guys? Yeah.
Ben on Chain, which he beat me before. It was very close. I had a really strong start game. But then it just kind of petered off, and he domed me a lot, which happens.
How do you feel your chances are? That's right. How do you feel your chances are now that you've
pretty
played
good? I think I've got chances for it. I think we're taking it 5 minutes, but I'm pretty happy about it. It's one of those ones where I can lock them out or I can't, and if I can't, then they're just going to hit me for 7 and 3 and 7 again.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck for the finals. I mean, you may be able to do it. I mean, your Icelander lines have been impressive, making
They've been good so far.
Correct calculations
so far.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Angus, as well.
Thank you. You guys will find it funny. This is the exact same record as yesterday. It's the exact same. It's 4 wins, loss, win first round, lose second. In this
So close, but
I'm consistent, man. That's all I
two
do.
top 8s, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Top 4s,
It's been
right?
fun. Yeah, 2 top 4s. Hey, put some respect on it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
They
Cheers,
add
guys.
together to
They do. Yeah. That's exactly how it
good
works.
games.
All right. Cheers. Have a good one.
Yeah, that's how math works.
And we will catch our player in the finals as well. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah, very soon.
One more game.
Yeah, so
One game.
yeah, one more game to see who will be coming up to LSS for that, coveted big sort of store champions thing.
And
Very
whoever
exciting.
wins, make sure you bring Scurv with money where your mouth is and pummels.
Yeah, an absolutely terrifying combo. All right, well, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back very soon with the finals of the Store Champs Card Merchant Dunedin. See you soon.